Good morning, everyone. Good morning. How is everyone doing? Hello, hello, hello. Little quick technical switch up here. Here we go. So, what's the topic of the day? Well, the good thing is things are calming down a little. I mean, straight 8 days nonstop protesting, and sadly mixed in there with all the protesting, people that really want to peacefully protest. Sadly, there's a group of people that sees this as an opportunity to loot. And again, as you come in, don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't subscribed, right? So yeah, there are many people taking advantage, sadly, of this situation and doing their shenanigans quietly on the side. And usually this happens at night. Right, so they're highly organized, they hit areas. This is Chicago, Nike store, whatever you want to call it. People in and out. This shop was apparently cleared in less than a few minutes. And here's the thing, right? So you're driving around. Certain areas have curfews. In certain cities, Uber or Lyft may have shut you off, so you can't even drive, right? So you can't even accept a trip. But let's say you are in a city, and there's many cities where this is going on. And if you see something suspicious, let's say you see someone trying to wave you down and you're in a pretty volatile area or just outside of a volatile area, and usually the people will carry the max, right? Just carry as much as possible. Right, if it looks suspicious, it is suspicious, right? At that moment, if you're close to a hot spot, people are running down the road or trying to flag you down, and they're carrying stuff. And you've heard reports of looting going. Do not become a partner in crime. Even if they are using you as the getaway car and they're throwing their boxes in the back, or they're throwing their Nike boxes in the back, or whatever they just have stolen. If there's any photograph of you, if there's any photograph of your license, you're going to spend way too much time digging yourself out of that problem, right? Because you will be seen as an accomplice. Yes, a partner in crime. That'll go on your record. That'll be on the DMV. That'll definitely get you shut down with Uber and Lyft. You don't need that. So all I can say is it's not worth the $5 or $10. If someone's trying to flag you down, that in an area, usually happens at night, tons of boxes in their hands and carrying stuff, bags, whatever they have, and they're using you as, let's say, the getaway car. No, cancel. Mark Roughton's in the house, Tim the Maniac Miller, it's Moose is in the house, Michael Levitz is in the house, Chris B is in the house, Yasin Turkan says, good morning. I hope you are all well. Now, the reason why I'm making this is because I've already received some emails and text messages. Hey, this guy was trying to use me as a getaway car. I canceled. You did the right thing. You did the right thing. You don't want to become a partner in crime. It's very easy to prove your innocence. You just don't want to go through all that trouble with the police, with the DMV, with Uber and Lyft, trying to prove that you were innocent in that situation, right? Use a hammer with the looters, says Mark Roughton. Easy one, right? Just use that hammer. Hammer time. Man, it's hot in California today. Really, really. Sorry, got to shut. Somebody's trying to call through. Got to shut them off. Scott Tucker's in the house. Welcome, Michael Ellis. Stay at home at night. I like that. It's probably the best advice, Michael. Stay at home. Don't go out there trying to hunt a few bucks and get yourself into trouble. Not worth it. 103 in Sacramento. Holy moly. 103 in Sacramento. John Bauer's in the house. Slow is amazing. 70s summer with a breeze. Sunny with a breeze. Yeah, that's the perfect weather. Perfect weather. I like it. Michael Levitt says, you're my second fave South African. Steve Nash is the first. I love Steve Nash as well. Man, that guy was amazing with the Phoenix Suns. He was amazing. Paula Trigg, 84 in Tallahassee. That's good. That's impressive. I think anything over the 80s could be regarded as hot. 103 in Sacramento. Anybody gonna up that? 103? Scott Tucker still waiting for PUA. It's coming in. Mohammed Khalil in the house. How are you? 85 degrees in Detroit. Ooh, a little bit muggy. Is it like humid muggy or? Ooh, I'm not a big fan of that humidity. Trish says, it'll be obvious of what's going on. I wouldn't even drive into SITU for fear of retaliation for declining the ride. They might start destroying the car. Exactly. Phoenix in the house. Boo Boo F. Rick Nelson, San Antonio in the house. Mark Routen hitting us with 100 from Vegas. It's Moose is coming in with 103 in Sacramento. God saves. There's his God saves. God Distry in the building. Building is BUILDING. Sorry, I had to correct that. STU, situation. I like that. Oh, it's going to be 103. Okay, it's going to be 103. So I'm 103 right now. So yeah, if you see someone trying to flag you down and they have bunches and bunches of boxes and they can't even carry them, no shopping bags, like usually they would put Nike shoes into a big orange plastic bag, right? A carry bag. It's for marketing purposes. No one just lets you walk out the store with boxes, right? So that already is highly suspicious. If somebody's like trying to flag you down at night, when these stores are usually closed, that should be the first red flag, right? That possibly is a looter. I'm not saying it is a looter, it's possibly a looter. And you don't want to accompany them. You don't want to be a partner in crime, right? Oh, cool. Good news though, got approved for EDIL loan of just 200 under 25K. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Or you're at a park picking up. Well, at a park, again, I think it's pretty easy to identify who is a peaceful protester and who is a looter. I would say a peaceful protester would usually leave the park or the scene with a little banner, right? You see that? Cool. That's a protester that's been somewhere and he needs a drive back. It's very different to someone carrying 6-7 boxes of Nike shoes at night. Usually the one will take place during the day or the night, peaceful protesting, and the other one usually will take place during the day. Now, if this happens in curfew hours, all the more reason to be on the lookout. Ray, the mailman Uber driver, I'm buying my new 2020 Navigator Executive Edition on July the 1st, 104 after taxes. Way too much, dude, way too much. That's not how you do it. You don't go splash out $104,000 for any type of car in the executive category, right? Absolute no. You're gonna be paying and paying and paying your ass off trying to get that 104,000 down. Absolute no. I'm not endorsing that. That same car, you could go out there, get something equivalent at a dealership auction for 40, 50. Saved yourself $60,000, $65,000. That's not business, my friend. You'll be working backwards, just letting you know. I would never do that. Paul Trigg, Tallahassee is relatively quiet. It's a nice car. But you're buying a brand new, you buy a car that's 1 year old, right? You buy that car maybe in 2021 when people, could be a repossession, could be a used car with 20, 30,000 miles, but you never go out, never ever, rule number one, go out and buy a brand new luxury car in that year. Let's say it just came out in 2020. You want it because it's like what you're doing right now, Ray, is you are attracted to the car. The fact that it's brand new, just came out in 2020, and you have to have it. It's the worst business decision you can make. Worst. Doesn't matter if it's for personal use, same thing. Right? I know it's your dream car, but that's not how you buy cars. You don't go buy cars 2020 sticker price unless you can get a car, let's say like the Cybertruck, where there is such a waiting line and you know they're going to cut off the waiting line and you can sell the car for 30,000 over sticker price, right? Happened to all the Teslas. It's a novelty car and they cut it off. Their marketing works different than other car manufacturers, right? But that car you buy in 2021 with 20,000 miles on it or at a dealership auction, you're going to regret it. Going splashing out 104. Like my Escalade is $108,000. Would I pay $108,000? Never. What did I get it for? 50 something. Have you seen any reverse trike motorcycles at auction? 2 wheels in front, 1 in the back. No, I've seen 1 in the front, 2 in the back. I haven't seen the reverse trike. Sorry. But I'll be on the lookout now. Alex Critic says, hi, how are you? Yeah, diesel to the 2021, and they're adding that big electric. The electric. Motorcycles, plenty. I've bought plenty of motorcycles at off-road bikes, racing bikes. You pick them up dirt cheap at dealership auctions. Why are they protesting when all 4 were charged already? No, just because they charged doesn't mean you have to stop protesting. The people feel the need to protest, let them protest. Doesn't say, oh, they charged, okay, now we stop. It's winding down. It's become much, much quieter yesterday, the protests, right? But it'll eventually fade out. But if they have the need to protest, or if they feel like they want to join the protest now, let them do it. Let them. It's better let people air it out, right? You don't want these type of situations to be bottled up. So again, I hope you don't have to run into this situation when you're confronted with a scenario that you have someone that's called you. Maybe they've walked away from the crime scene. Maybe they've walked 10, 15 streets and then they summons you with their phone. All I'm saying is be careful. Usually someone that's gone shopping has gone shopping during daylight hours or early evenings and they have shopping bags, right? But people carrying so much that they can't even, they're carrying it like that, highly suspicious. Seems like the worst looting is on the weekends. Could be. I'm not sure, but as the protests start fizzling out, as the people feel like, okay, I've been to the protests, I've protested, I've said as those start to fizzle out, the looting will also fizzle out, because the looters are just capitalizing on the situation, right? There's big protests somewhere. They know that the police are monitoring the police are so understaffed, cannot be everywhere, right? And those are the moments these looters go to different areas, hit that area, and throw the police off. The police are usually around the big crowds where they're protesting. Perfect opportunity for people to loot. When they are running towards you, red flags should be flying. Correct. Somebody's on a phone running towards you because he's trying to flag his Uber or Lyft driver down. That's probably a huge red flag. There's a lot of easy red flags to, and as soon as you think something's off, it's off, right? Just cancel. And please don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that like button. Got 26 people in the house. We got 13 likes. Rick Nelson, LA riots in 92 lasted 11 days. Yeah, exactly. That was, I wasn't in LA at the time, but I followed that on the news overseas. I think I was in Europe at the time. So apparently, like Rick says, that lasted 11 days. We're in 8 days now. And again, like Abstract Jimmy says, the looters have nothing to do with the protest. These are a separate group of thugs that are capitalizing on the protest, right? And I hope they identify them. I hope they arrest them down the line, because that business belongs to an individual or belongs to a corporation where there's shareholders, right? So you're stealing from individuals. These are citizens stealing from other citizens, and that is wrong. Michael Everett says this is day 10. Okay, I thought it was day 9, but okay. Day 9, day 10. But I've seen a couple. I was out fixing some cars yesterday, and I saw a couple of really nice, beautiful, peaceful protests going on during the day, middle of the day. People were honking the horn in solidarity, waving back. The banners all had nice messages. And, that's cool. What's not cool is this. This is not cool. Absolutely not cool. And, if you see something like this and you're driving around and you see people, try and get a photo, right? Try and get that photo to the police. This is wrong, my friends. John McKillian says, good morning. How are you, John? Hope you and your family are doing well. Sunny Days is in the house. How are you? Says, casinos open today, going to be off the chain tonight. Yeah, true. June the 4th, right? June the 4th. Thank you for the reminder. I made a video about this last week. I didn't keep track of it. Sunny Days, 100%. So Vegas should start getting much busier. Today is the day, June the 4th. Michael Levitt says, May the 26th it started. Okay, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30, 31, 1, 2, 3, 4. 10th day. Correct, you're right. Yeah, I mean, in LA, it's bad. It was bad. Hollywood got hit hard. Melrose area got hit hard. Downtown got hit. Santa Monica got hit really, really hard. They tried to do Burbank and Glendale, but there was a lot of armed people ready, so that didn't work out. But yeah, LA, I mean, nationwide, there've been 10,000 arrests, 10,000, for looting, etc. One quarter of that, sadly, in my city, LA. So shame on the LA looters from the rideshare professor. Slap them out. Is Bozo Bob the fraudulent clown and his MLM minions gaining any traction with trying to trick people into food delivery? I'm trying to I'm not saying bury him. I'm not going to put him 6 feet under the ground, but I'm definitely working behind the scenes to get that Attorney General to look in deeper. I know the Deputy Attorney General well. He's a friend of mine, and he is also a client. And I have handed over sufficient information and comments and video footage. I don't want these thugs feeding off people. That gets me going when you are stealing people's money so blatantly. So they got the second restaurant scam going, and I hope they don't succeed. I hope they get shut down. Joey Lovato, LA number one, shame on looters. I'm with you. I'm disgusted that this is Chicago here, right? But this could very well be 3rd Street Promenade in Santa Monica. You should see it. It looks terrible. And the graffiti, the buildings, I mean, a day after, all the residents just came down with brooms and helped and cleaned and scraped off graffiti. I mean, it was pretty beautiful to watch, right? But they did so much damage in such this store here in Chicago, this Nike store, was literally cleaned out in minutes, in, out, gone. And the same thing in LA, same thing in Santa Monica, the same thing in Melrose. They hit all those, Supreme store, right? Very, very expensive gear. They know what items bring money, and they might end up on eBay, it might end up on Craigslist, it might end up on Facebook Marketplace, but a lot of that stuff is just going to be resold illegally on the black market. And when I say black market, I don't mean black market, but the illegal market. You know what I mean. Natalie Harrison, Monterey area is good. Happy to hear that. And shame, 10,000 arrests across the country, 1/4 of those arrests of looters in LA. Shame on those looters in LA, and there has to be reform within the police. They got to be prepared for these type of things. They went through this in 1992 for 11 days, the rioting, right? And protesters took place because of that death, rightfully so. Not right was the looting back in 1992. Not right was the looting in 2020. These are two separate group of people, my friends. You're out there protesting peacefully for something that you believe in, for something that you're standing up for. And on the other hand, you're capitalizing on that peaceful protest and you're breaking shop windows. Wrong. And please do not drive. Do not be an accomplice. Do not be a partner in crime by facilitating that getaway if 2 or 3 people trying to jump into your car because they summon an Uber or a Lyft and they have boxes and boxes and boxes of stolen merchandise. Cancel. Drive away. You drive up, you should, oh my God, there's 3 people with 30 boxes. Gone. Cancel, 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 cancel. You do not want to have your number plate photographed. You're going to spend so much time digging yourself out of trouble. You will prove your innocence, not a problem. But in the meantime, you've got this record. You got to go defend yourself in court. You got something on your DMV record. Uber shuts you down. Lyft, months and months and months and months because you took one trip that you regretted. Or should I take the $5 or $10, or should I let these guys, should I let these guys in the car with these boxes and make $5 or $10, or should I decline? Decline. Very easy. Joey Lovato, it is wrong. Absolutely wrong. I am disgusted that this shit happens in this country. Now, I've lived in several countries, no doubt about it, and there's looters everywhere. There's looters in Europe, there's looters in South Africa, there's looters in the United States, there's looters everywhere. There will always be this element of people taking advantage of this volatile situation, sadly. Michael Levitt, what's your take on unemployment effect on looters? Look, I mean, there's definitely a lot of desperate people. And some of that desperation may be playing out here. But I'm the type of person that says, even in your most desperate times, you can get creative, right? Nothing wrong with asking a family member for some money. Nothing wrong asking a friend. I had an Uber driver come to me and said, listen, I'm hurting, dude. I gave him some money, right? So it still doesn't warrant, just because you're not getting unemployment because you have doesn't warrant going out there and stealing, right? We've been taught there are laws in place. Stealing is going to get you in trouble, right? And a lot of these people, unless they maybe have a mask on their face and they're not recognized with photo recognition, they will go through all of these phases. They will eventually track all of these people down. Not tomorrow, not next week, maybe in a few months' time. Knock on the door. Hey, we have pictures here. Is this you? Were you there on that day? Looting for food. I've seen that happen. People broke into my listen, let me tell you a story. People broke into my house in South Africa, right? They didn't steal anything. You know where they went? They went into the pantry, they went into the refrigerator, and they stole. The police were there, investigated. I didn't lay any charges. They didn't steal a single thing from me. They didn't steal a TV. They didn't steal a gun. They didn't steal a stereo set. They didn't steal my clothing. No, they took the food. And I'm like, wow, if they're breaking into my house and need my food, and actually got past my dogs, and I have killer dogs, trained dogs, right, in South Africa, then you must have really needed the food. Amen. I want my SLAW, but why does this bother you more than what happened to George? Are you asking me whether this bothers me more than what happened to George Floyd? You coming in here, are you asking me that, dude? You coming dancing in here at 28 minutes and you've missed the last 28 minutes and you have the damn cheek to ask that question? I was clearly distinguishing what's right and what's wrong. And that the people out there protesting for George Floyd, I would join them all day long. I have, and I've done a lot of social media posts. I say this part here is wrong. So don't come dancing in here at 28 minutes. I want my slaw, right? And make shit up because you get slapped straight out. You haven't been following the last 28 minutes. You don't know my history either. You don't actually even know who I worked for in the past. You may want to do some research, right, before you come out with dumb statements like that. Sorry. And my subscribers know, I've never seen this guy here, I want my slaw, right? But you may want to ask my subscribers what I've done in the past and who I've worked for, right? And what I stand for. I will be at a protest, and I've been at many, many protests standing up for things that I believe. I also have this channel here because I stand up for drivers because I believe they're taken advantage of. I do understand what is right and what's wrong, right? And if people are out there peacefully protesting and standing up for George Floyd, let them protest 15 more days. I'm all for that. 2 thumbs up, right? This part here is wrong. And that's what this little troll doesn't quite understand. I don't have to be defensive. I don't deal with fools, my friend. Right? That wasn't a question. That unfortunately was not a question. You were making a judgment, right? So at this point, I would rather zip it if I was you, because otherwise you're out. It's not being defensive. And you say, oh, that's just a question. It's not a question because you dance into the room at 28 minutes, right? Correct me if I'm wrong. and then you come with dumb shit like that. Doesn't fly here. Tim the Maniac Miller, and you always are thinking of other humans first. Hey, listen, if we know what's going on, and we know what's going on the last 10, 15, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. We know what's going on. There's a pressure cooker. And it took, this incident was enough. And there will be a school shooting down the line, right? Another school shooting will happen, and the same will happen again. People will be protesting for 10, 15 days, because eventually enough is enough. You can swallow, you can swallow, you can swallow. Eventually you're going to throw up. You've had enough, right? That's what's happening. And it's good that it's happening, because it needs to come out. This part here, from minute one of my live stream, is wrong. That's why I'm saying here, don't be a partner in crime. Cancel, cancel, cancel. And by the way, this is a live channel for gig workers, Uber and Lyft, right? We're just mixing it up with a couple of other topics. I want the people to be safe. I don't want them to be sorry because they got a felony, or they were accused of assisting in a crime, right? I got boxed in Norwalk, California by 8 or 9 police cars, guns drawn, right? And I got questioned. But because I stayed calm, because the people in the car that were with me, the thugs, surrendered, the police pulled me aside and I cooperated, and I told them and I showed them what was going on. There were no charges against me, right? Because I was in the wrong place at the wrong time. You can be in the wrong place at the wrong time here, but you have a choice. As you drive up and you see someone, or 3 or 4 people with 15, 20 boxes in their hands, and they seem nervous and they're looking around, red flag, red flag, red flag, you don't have to be an accomplice. You don't have to let them into that car. Silence is golden. Indeed. Altio's in the house. How are you? Toilet is brought in for extreme measures, Scott, for people like Dara, right? We only bring the toilet in for extreme measures. But the problem is, and we also guilty of this sometimes ourselves, that we're too fast to judge, right? Like I say, never judge the book by its cover. You got to have all the facts before you make a judgment. We jump to conclusions too quickly. But in this case, you have to jump to conclusions very quickly, because you getting called to an area, to a pickup spot, you're driving an Uber X, it's nighttime, 10 o'clock, and you're pulling up, over there, over there in Santa Monica is 3rd Street, yes, over there they were looting. Let's say these looters had walked away 10, 15, 20 streets from the crime scene. They're somewhere in the neighborhood. I'll give you an idea. 3rd Street Promenade is by, let's say, Wilshire and 3rd Street, between Santa Monica and Broadway. And let's say you walk all the way up to Arizona, all the way up to San Vicente, and then you say, okay, we got all these boxes. we're away from the danger zone. Well, let's call an Uber. And here you come, right? Now, you see the people, you know that there was rioting, protests, looting going on close by. You see all these people with all these boxes. At that moment, your gut says, I'm making a judgment. Here now, this is trouble. Cancel, leave. Yeah, you need a city sewer system to flush COVID-19. Correct, Scott. A whole massive underground sewage system to get rid of that. Still in lockdown in New York City. Wow. Okay, so New York City seems like a hotspot. Robin Reneth, some but no PUA yet. New Jersey, hi neighbor, says Michael to LTO. The Lyft co-founder live today in 2 hours. That would be good, but I bet you anything, he'll shut off the comments. That's the problem. Uber has done a couple of live streams, but they've always cut off the comments, right? So I would hope to see Logan Green or John Zimmer, whoever it is, at least allow the comments to run, right? If they are doing a live feed, then at least allow the comments to flow. And after all the protesting, after all the looting, what we're seeing in certain cities is that spiking a bit. And I'm talking about the COVID virus. Hydration, 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 all the time, exactly. Cannot emphasize how important that is. You know, take your 8 or 10 bottles with you on the road every day if you're putting in an 8 or 10 hour shift. Gotta hydrate. Memorial service for George Floyd is taking place today. God bless him. God bless his family. He will not be forgotten in the history books. He's written into the history books. He will not be forgotten. Anybody following the Uber and Lyft stock? Uber is I think on 37 already. Wow, I'm blown away. Fremont Street opened up last night. Hardly anyone down there wearing masks. Yeah, people have become rather casual about the whole. I'm still wearing my mask every time I leave the house. Every time I leave the house, I've got I was at Home Depot yesterday, mask. I went and bought some wheels for my Impala, some nice shiny chrome wheels. I was always wearing my mask. Robin says the wind just opened up at 10 a.m. this morning. What you may want to do, Robin, this is a good one for anyone in Vegas, right? For anyone in Vegas, right? Just listen up. You might want to go and put your car in self-parking, right? Just go in to the Wynn, self-parking. I know exactly where it is. In fact, you going on the strip, you literally pass the Wynn. You pass the Wynn, and I think the Palazzo, you turn right and an immediate first right into the self-parking, right? You go up, let's say, second or third floor, you go down the elevators, and you want to check out, get some video footage on how they're handling that. Go check out how the casino floor, that type of footage will bring you a lot of views. Show people what they can expect at the Wynn. I would love that type of footage, right? I would love that type of footage. Anybody that can go down to the Wynn in Vegas and get me a nice 1 or 2 minutes just showing what's changed, you know, how the layout is, I'll definitely get something over to you. At least $20 for your time, for your few minutes of time, and another novelty. I would be interested in that footage on June the 4th. Lyft's feed at 1 p.m. I should maybe do a live feed on that, right? So I could run the live feed. Thank you for mentioning it. It's at 1 p.m. on the Lyft channel. Okay. Maybe we can do a live feed and then allow comments at the same time, because I'm pretty sure they are not going to allow comments. Pretty sure about that they will not allow comments. Maybe we should do a live feed at 1 p.m. of the Lyft feed and then allow comments so people can comment in real time. It's my take on it is that whoever it is, Logan Green or John Zim, are going to try and score some credits, right? They don't usually come out doing live feeds. Oh, suddenly now they're doing a live feed. Now they're doing a live feed about the protests and how they stand with George Floyd. Are they trying? Is this like a marketing thing that they're doing, or is this genuine? You always have to tell: is it genuine? Is it real? Or is it orchestrated? Is it set up? Right? And people have a lot of different opinions of Trump holding the Bible, clearing the protesters out of the way to take pictures at the church. So is it real or is it orchestrated? Is what Lyft is doing at 1 p.m., is it real, genuine, or is it orchestrated? No live streaming allowed, any machines inside the win. Oh, I didn't mean live feed. Just get some video. I know people take pictures and that inside of the win. I'm not saying doing a live feed, going up to the tables, just, walking around, getting a little bit of video footage. Yeah. Oh yeah, Michael. During that Lyft feed, ask again, where are our masks? Where is the PPE? Where is the PPE? No justice, no peace. No PPE, no trips. No justice, no peace. No PPE, no trips. Get inside those live feeds. I hope that Lyft allows comments. I really hope and pray that Lyft will allow commenting. Where is our PPE? Tris, I get many emails. I'm sure I got your email, definitely. Yeah, I did. Let's Zoom bomb them. Michael says, let's Zoom bomb them. Robin, it's interesting. It's Uber sent you a notification to request PPE. Got the message back. I should receive in 5 to 7 days. Hang on 1 second. 2 months ago already, they were promising to send out PPE to their drivers. And then they came up with excuse every week. Oh, it's not here yet. It's delayed, blah, blah, blah. And now they say, hey, you got to email them. I mean, that's a whole complete new approach to their excuse, right? I mean, I'm talking 1.5 months ago, they said, hey, we have PPE coming your way. We're going to be sending it out. Now they sent you an email and say, hey, you need to request it. What's that up? What's that all about? Well, if you get the 24,800, again, use it sparingly and build that company gradually, right? Don't go out, splash that, use up that 24,800 in the first 90 days. Tim the Maniac Miller says, take care everyone, they'll never take our freedom from us. Much peace and love, do something for someone else today. I like that, very nice. I like that. Tris says, Lyft and Uber don't do things for the goodness of their hearts. There's always another reason behind it. There's always a hidden agenda. That's what I'm saying. So we shall see. We shall see. You know, the good thing is, if I can do a live feed on this at 1 p.m., and then when they end the live feed, we can keep on commenting. And then people could say, was this orchestrated? Was there a hidden agenda? What were they really trying to do with their live feed? We shall see, right? It's worth it. Scott says, I got my PPE from Uber, only 4. I've used 1 mask. Michael, Gulf Coast hurricane might be coming. Wow. First the COVID, then the looting, then the hurricane. Wow. Yeah, Vegas got a 5.5, right? Wasn't it 5.5? Abriel Miller, how are you doing? Hope you and your family are doing well. Paula Trigg, don't forget the asteroid headed towards us. Yeah, exactly. Hopefully that asteroid doesn't hit us. Hopefully the hurricane passes by, the asteroid passes by. Man, 2020 is a very challenging year. Rick Nelson gives us an update and says, Gulf Coast hurricane is weak. Local news reports. Okay, that's good. Don't forget to like, hit the thumbs up. If you feel like we making progress here, if you feel like the topic is achieving something, right? And I'm just talking about the looters. I am not discounting the protest and George Floyd, not one single bit. That's for me a whole separate story, a whole separate live feed. All I was trying to do here in this live feed is bring attention to this and say, don't be a partner in crime and transport any suspicious person with multiple packages, especially if they're running, looking scared. Go Donny Com is in the house. He's listening, thank you. No hurricanes in Mississippi, that's good. That's good news. And I hope that with those changes in Vegas today, June the 4th, that you see a nice little uptick in your business. Michael, that's a good point. Make sure you are back in 90 minutes for the Lyft Zoom bomb. Who's organizing the Lyft Zoom bomb? Michael, are you doing it? I'll join it. Different can of worms. Ridgecrest 5.5, yeah. How do we Zoom bomb? I want to know that. How do you Zoom bomb? Rick, that's a good question. How do you Zoom bomb? I haven't done that. Abstract Echo, I always love his sense of humor. He says, let's not forget the earthquake that will put Cali into the Pacific Ocean. I will have oceanfront property in Tucson. Dude, you have an amazing sense of humor, my friend. Love having you in the channel. Okay, Rick Nelson, I want to know how I can do a Zoom bomb. You got me all hot and bothered now. I want a Zoom bomb Lyft. But I should do, right? Hands up, I should do a live feed at 1 parallel. I mean, we could have their video running, right? I could have their video running here on the screen, and then we can have live commentary, right? Because I don't think that they're going to allow comments. A little bit too dangerous for them. The strip on the beach, I like it. Mark Roughton, the strip, may the strip With all the earthquakes, the strip moves all the way right up to beachfront. Go Donny Khan, backwards boomerang. You throw it out there, it never comes back. A backwards, I've never tried a backwards. I've done the forward boomerang. I'm pretty good at it. I'm pretty good at the boomerang. I did it a lot in South Africa. But I have not done the backwards reverse boomerang. All right, what are we on? 50 minutes? 50 minutes, 50 minutes, 50 minutes. I'm gonna end that one feed over there. Thank you for watching that feed. Boom, out of that one.